Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Gaurav Tech Talk. So continuing this video, cloud computing and concept and fundamentals. So this is the fourth video on the cloud computing concepts and fundamentals. So in this video, we are going to see that three service model and four deployment models. Three service models are infrastructure as service, platform as service, software as service. Four deployment models are uh, private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud, and community cloud. How that will get deployed? So that four models are in that deployment models. So choose the service you need. What are the service models? Before we go for the further service model, uh, we'll go through this analogy. A simple analogy is, say you just moved to a city and you're looking for a place to live. There are three options: build a new house, buy an empty house, live in a hotel. So if you build a house, so you can fully control everything you like your new house to live, new house to have, but that is a hard work. Starting from the scratch, you have to build a new house, everything. So next is you can buy you if you buy an empty house, so you can customize some part of your house but never change the original architecture, so that you cannot change. uh, how about live in a hotel? Live in a hotel be a good idea if the only thing you care is enjoy your life. There is nothing you can do with the house except living in it, or rent a house also, that will be come in that also. So let's translate to cloud computing. So what do you want to have an IT department? Similar to build a new house in previous analogy, you can rent some virtualized infrastructure and build up your own IT system among those resources which may be fully controlled. Technically speaking, use infrastructure as a service solution. So that will be virtualized infrastructure, because it will go through the over the internet. It should be the virtualized infrastructure only. So now, similar to buy an empty house is previous analogy, you can directly develop your IT system through one cloud platform and do not care about any lower level resource management. So that is called, technically speaking, use the platform as a service solution. Similar to live in a hotel in previous analogy, or rent a house, that also will become in that. You can directly use some existing IT system solution which were provided by some cloud application service provider without knowing any detailed technique about how this service was achieved. So this is called, technically speaking, use the software as service solution. Just you want to use that existing software. So nothing, you what platform they have used, what infrastructure they have used, you just want to use that software. So these are the three service models: infrastructure as service, platform as service, software as a service. So this is the topmost is the software as service. So a mobile device, web-based application, general application, you can use whatever application business services you want. Directly you can use that. That is software as a service. Platform as service, deployment tools, runtime environment, control interface. So you can do the resource management, dynamic provisioning, fault tolerance, load balancing. All will happen through this platform as a service. So this will be in the middle, platform. So this is infrastructure, platform, and application. Infrastructure as service, resource management interface, system monitor interface. So that will be done through your virtualization, computing, storage, network, input out devices, everything in that infrastructure as service. So if they provide you a storage, they provide you some server models, or everything, that will be done through this virtualization only. They can virtualize operating system, they can virtualize the storage capacity, they can virtualize the networking also. So everything that, or any computing devices, so that will be done through this infrastructure as service, and that also provided through this internet only, over the internet. So accordingly, that what infrastructure you want, and based on that, what you can, they will manage all this. They can then, based on that, you have platform as service, and you can make your own application that will be done as a software as service. So different level, different users also there. So infrastructure as a service. So first we'll see infrastructure as a service. So infrastructure as service, the capability provided to the consumer to is to provisioning, processing, a storage, network, and other fundamental computing resources, where the consumer is able to deploy and run arbitrary software, which can include operating systems and application. The consumer does not manage or control the underlying cloud infrastructure, but has control over operating systems, a storage, deployed application, and possibly limited control of select networking components also. So this will examples are Amazon EC2, Eucalyptus, Open Nebula. These are the some that like EC2 is provided by Amazon. That is the storage capacity. So system architecture, resource management interface, system monitoring interface. So that will be provided to the user, and how that will provided? That will provided through the virtualization layer, and that will be from the cloud service provider. They will provide computing system, network system, storage system. Their virtualization that will be done. That will be provided to this user, and user feels that that infrastructure belongs to them. So this is the infrastructure as service system architecture. So what is enabling technique? Virtualization. Surely we'll have more detailed discussion about this virtualization. Virtualization is an abstract of logical resources away from underlying physical resources. Virtualization technique shift OS onto hypervisor. Multiple OS share the physical hardware and provide different services. Improve utilization, availability, security, and convenience. So using the hypervisor, shift OS into hypervisor, and using that will be virtual machine can be given to the user. So this is the traditional stack. You have hardware, operating system, application. Now your virtualized stack hardware, in between this virtualization layer will be created, and then they will have OS, application, and their virtual machine. So that will be provided over through the network. So properties supported by virtualization technique: manageability and interoperability, availability and reliability, scalability and elasticity, because that will be done through this um, cloud service provider. So they will only manage, and it should be operate in any kind of platform. And surely if they are connected to the network, they have to be available and they have to be reliable. Scalability, that a storage capacity can be increased on the demand or decrease on demand. And elasticity means how much they can scale, how much reach they can in capacity they can increase. So that is elasticity. A scale means how much demand increase, then how much they can scale it high. And elasticity, that how much it can what you can say, manage those all extra storage or extra capacities. So infrastructure as service provide service resource management interface. So several types of virtual resources like virtual machine. So an infrastructure as service provider, we should be able to provide the basic virtual machine operations such as creation, suspension, resumption, and termination. So that will also provided by the cloud service provider only, even though they provide virtual storage. Why that is virtual storage? Because that actual storage is there in that cloud service provider end, and through that virtualization technique they will provide it to the through the network to the user. So that's why it is all virtual machine or virtual storage. As an IaaS provider, we should be able to provide the basic virtual storage operation such as a space allocation, a space release, data writing, and data reading. Virtual network, as a IaaS provider, we should able to provide the basic virtual network operation, IP address allocation, domain name registration, connection establishment, bandwidth provision. So whatever there in the actual machine, that has to done through the network. So that machine has virtual machine will be given, virtual storage will be given, virtual network will be given, whichever the it took like in original machine how it will work. So with the same resources, there can be multiple virtual machines. They can have multiple instance of virtual storage, or they can have multiple instance of virtual network. So system monitoring interface, several types of monitoring metrics, virtual machine. As an IaaS provider, we should be able to monitor some system state of each virtual machine, such as its CPU loading, memory utilization, IO loading, and internal networking loading when they are connected to the cloud. Virtual storage, as IaaS provider, we should be able to monitor some storage states of each virtual storage, virtual space utilization, data duplication, and storage device access bandwidth. And network also, they should monitor the some network states of each virtual network, such as virtual network bandwidth, network connectivity, network load balancing. So that has to done through that. So IaaS is development platform, the abstract the infrastructure. IaaS enabling technique, virtualization, several server virtualization, storage virtualization, network virtualization. IaaS provider services, resource management interface, system monitoring interface, everything provided by the infrastructure as a service. Now, next service model is platform as a service. Platform as a service, the capability provided to the consumer is to deploy onto the cloud infrastructure consumer created or acquired application created using programming language and tools supported by the provider. The consumer does not manage or control the underlying cloud infrastructure, including network, servers, operating system, or storage, but has control over the deployed application and possibly application hosting environment configuration. So just they need platforms. So whatever the environment, whatever the network, servers, anything is required, so that will be not managed by that, but the application what they are going to be deployed, that has to manage that they can manage that application hosting environment application will be managed by the consumer. So like Google App Engine is there, Microsoft Windows, Azure is there, Hadoop is for the this storage capacity is there. That is a platform as service. So programming IDE, programming APIs, development tools, system control interface, policy based workflow. So this all will be at the user's end. This runtime environment, that will be also managed by the cloud service provider, computing resource, network, storage resources. So this all will managed through that, and they just have programming IDE, programming APIs, deployment tools, and how that will be done through that will be done by the consumer, and this tool will be done by the uh, platform as a service provider. So how they will do runtime environment design. Runtime environment refers to collection of software services available, usually implemented by a collection of program libraries. So if any libraries they want, suppose they want to run any program, or they want to make any program, any application in the some program, that platform has to be done, and that runtime environment design has to be provided by the service provider. So common properties in runtime environment: manageability and interoperability, performance and optimization, availability and reliability, scalability and elasticity. Now that same thing is there. Only thing is that has to be interoperability, means any platform it has to be done. Performance optimization, that has to be done by the service provider only, and surely it should be whenever they connect to the internet, that has to be available and reliable, and surely based on their demand, scalability and elasticity should be managed. So provide service programming IDE. Users make use of program ID to develop their service among platform as service. This IDE should integrate full functionality which supported from the underlying runtime environment. This IDE should also provide some development tools such as profiler, debugger, and testing environment. The performing API supported from runtime environment may be various between different cloud providers, but there are still some common operating function. So computation, storage, and communication, resource operation, and they will provide service system control interface. So policy based control, typically described as principle or rule to guide decision and achieve traditional outcomes. Workflow, make the decision according to some requirement. Workflow control, describe the flow of installation or configuration of resources. Workflow processing, Demon delivers a speedy and efficient construction and management of cloud resources. So that's system control interface has to provide it, how they can install, how whatever things they have to do to use this platform. So PaaS is development platform that abstract the infrastructure, operating system and middleware to drive developers productivity. So the developer has to directly do the developing things. So PaaS enabling technique, runtime environment. PaaS provides service, programming IDE, programming API, development tools, system control interface, policy based approach, workflow based approach. So this is the summary of platform as service. So next is the service, software as service model. So this is the especially for the user. Software as service, the capability of provider to the consumer to use the provider's application running on a cloud infrastructure. The application are accessible from various client device through the thin client interface such as web browser. The consumer does not manage or control the underlying cloud infrastructure, including network servers, operating system, storage, even individual application capabilities, with the possible exception of limited user-specific application configuration setting. So example like Google Apps, whatever you have, Gmail, Google Doc, Google Sites, etc. Salesforce.com, iOS. So these are the software. So directly they can connect to internet. They can use those apps. Some apps are free. They can download and use. Some apps are like, if they go for the prime using user, then they have to take subscription. So web application, web portal. So all things will be abstract and they can directly use their software. So all application they can use. So they can use through the web service. Enabling technique is web service. Web 2.0 is the trend of using the full potential of the web, viewing the internet as a computing platform, running interactive application through the web browser, leveraging interconnectivity and novelty of devices, enhanced effectiveness with the greater human participation, properties provided by internet, accessibility and portability. So wherever internet connected, that has to be accessed. And the web-based application will provide these services. Conventional applications should translate their access interface onto the web-based platform. So application in different domains like general applications which are designed for general purpose such as office suite, multimedia and instant message. Business application which are designed for business purpose such as ERP, CRM and market trading system. Scientific application which are designed for scientific purpose such as aerospace simulation and biochemistry simulation, etc. Government application which are designed for government purpose such as national medical system, public transport system service, etc. So these are the web-based application. So when they have to connect to the cloud and they can get all those so infrastructure as service for the enterprises, platform as service for the developer, software as service for the common user, those who want to directly use that software. So provide service using the web portal. Apart from the standard search engine feature, web portals offer other services such as email, news, stock price, information database, and entertainment. Portal provides a way for enterprise to provide a consistent look and feel with access control and procedure for multiple application and database which otherwise would have been different entities altogether. So all together they have to provide all the services. So once they go to the portal, they will get all that uh, uh, application at one place, like iGoogle, MSNBC, News, NetVibes, Yahoo, etc. So software as service is the finished application that you rent and customize. SaaS enabling technique is web services. SaaS provides services, web application, general application, business application, scientific application, government application, and web portals. Using web portals, so they can have all the services they can access. So now how they will get deployed. So how to deploy a cloud system model. So there are different deployment models like public cloud, uh, private cloud, community cloud, hybrid cloud. So there are four primary cloud deployment models: public cloud, private cloud, community cloud, hybrid cloud. Each can achieve the previously discussed characteristic. Their differences lie primarily in the scope and access of the published cloud services as they made available to the service consumers. So based on like public cloud, it is available to everyone. Private cloud, it will be limited to some those who want to use that, like in within the enterprises. Hybrid cloud is like mix of the public cloud and private cloud. So public cloud defines the cloud infrastructure is made available to the general public or a large industry group, and it's owned by organizations selling cloud services. Also known as external cloud or multi-tenant cloud, this model essentially represents a cloud environment that is openly accessible. So what will be the basic characteristic? Homogeneous infrastructure, common policies, shared resources and multi-tenant, leased or rented infrastructure, economies of scale. Private cloud, the cloud infrastructure is operated solely for an organization. It is may be managed by the organization or third party and may exist on premises or off premises. Also referred to as internal cloud or on premises cloud, a private cloud intentionally limits access to its resources to service consumer that belongs to the same organization that owns the cloud. So basic characteristic: heterogeneous infrastructure, customized and tailored policies, dedicated resources, in-house infrastructure, end-to-end control. So this within the same. So what is the difference between public versus private? Infrastructure homogeneous, it is heterogeneous. Policy model common defined, customized and tailored for that particular organization. Resource model shared and multi-tenant, it is dedicated to the particular enterprises. Cost model operational expenditure, capital expenditure, because that has to be that within that enterprise only. So economy model, large economy over scale, end-to-end control. So public cloud, anyone can access that public cloud. Private cloud, access will be limited to those who owns that. Community cloud, the cloud infrastructure is shared several organizations and supports a specific community that has shared concern. Example, mission, security requirement, policy and compliance consideration. So this is the one specific community, and then that will be called as community cloud. So it is just kind of mix of private and public cloud. So specific shared by several organizations, not a particular organization, but it is not a public also. So the cloud infrastructure is composition of two or more clouds like private, community or public that remain unique entities but are bound together by standardized or proprietary technology that enables data and application portability. Example, cloud bursting for load balancing between clouds. So this is the cloud ecosystem. Uh, See, this is public cloud, private cloud, community cloud, hybrid cloud, and all this will provide SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. Software as service, platform as service, infrastructure as service. You can see what are the users, what are the user like Google Apps, Salesforce.com, Microsoft Dynamics CRM. This is the software as service, platform service, Google App Engine, Windows, IBM, Hadoop, Force.com, and then ISA infrastructure as service provider, Eclipse system, Grid, AT&T, Sun, Amazon Web Services. So this will provide the infrastructure as service. The most popular is like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft, that is Azure. So this ends the service model as well as deployment model. So if you summarize this, what is cloud computing? Cloud clear or cloudy? Now I hope that cloud computing is clear. Cloud computing is a new paradigm shift of computing. Cloud computing can provide high quality of properties and characteristics based on essential central ideas. Service model and deployment provide services that can use to rent fundamental computing resources, deploy and develop customer created application on cloud, access providers application over network, wired or wireless. So you can say cloud computing is new paradigm shift of computing everywhere now. Cloud computing now, no need to have everything on one on premises, that can be rented through it, infrastructure, platform or software. So this ends the this one, cloud computing concepts and fundamentals. So thank you for watching this. uh, Please like it, share it and subscribe it. Thank you for